suffocate. See that? Look at all the spikes. One of Borneo's oddities, a proboscis monkey, lounges in a soleratia tree from which it has stripped and eaten most of the leaves. This is a proboscis monkey. Only the head of periscope-type eyes of the mud skipper show above the thick mud soup of a mangrove swamp. Unlike most fish, the mud skipper can focus on distant objects, and it can spot the tiniest insect at 10 feet. On sighting of its quarry, the fish will often surface and pursue it at shore. See? This is the mud skipper. Let's have a close-up look at it. Yep, that's the mud skipper. Sleek-headed ball optimists line the water's edge before revealing their gill chambers with the water needed to sluice their muddy food. See there? A mud skipper climbs a mangrove root, hugging its pectoral fins, while its body adheres with a sucker formed by its pelvic fins. There's the mud skipper clinging onto a groove root. And among the exposed mangrove roots, a small Periodomus sits undisturbed on the back of a Baleodomus. The strange habit of mud skippers has only recently been discovered, and no one knows the reason for it. The small fish has the advantage of a grandstand view, and perhaps it catches more of a breeze when raised above the mud. The Baleodomus gets no obvious benefit in return. It may even not have noticed it is carrying a passenger. See there? It doesn't know it's carrying a passenger. A Baleodomus hovers at the mouth of its burrow, used as a refuge for breeding. Crawling on its arm-like pectoral fins, a mud skipper can stay ashore for long periods, periodically moistening its skin in puddles. See there? And see that? Jungle shrubbery crowds the banks of Sarawak's murky brown Rajang River, taking every possible advantage of the unobstructed light. See that? One of the earliest maps of Borneo is this one. Published in 1601, it was run by Oliver van Noort, the first Dutchman to circumnavigate the globe. The interior of the island is pure conjecture, and detailed information is restricted to the coastal areas, where Van Noort has given several place names and drawn his ship resting in harbor. See, this is the earliest map of Borneo. You see here? This is his ship. The earliest ideas that 16th century Europe had of Borneo were built up around general and often idealized accounts of the East Indies in Van Luxen's Itinerario. The chronicle contained 36 plates, of which several, including the two illustrated here, provided a wealth of detail about the kinds of commercially usable trees and plants. Most of the drawings were very accurate, but Van Lincoln confused bananas with figs and showed them growing down instead of upwards. See? These are his drawings. 3 of the cultivable wild plants that Van Lincoln drew were the bamboo plants left, and the banyan tree with its net aerial root center, and the durian tree which produces a spiny fruit between 9 inches and a foot long. Here are the trees. Early visitors to Borneo were fascinated by the island's orangutans and proboscis monkeys, mainly because of their marked resemblance to human beings. During his visit in 1718, Captain Daniel Beekman was so intrigued by one of the baby orang that he thought of for $6 and took it aboard his ship. He noted in his diary that it was a great thief and loved strong liquors. For if our backs were turned, he would be at the punch bowl and would very often be open the bottle of the brandy case, take out a bottle, drink plentifully, and put it very carefully back to its place again. In 1848, midshipman Frank Marrat, whose father wrote the popular children's book Master Man Ready, was much taken with what he considered to be the scarcest monkey in Borneo, the proboscis. And in 1856, Alfred Russel Wallace also fell for the higher primates. He adopted a young orang, which seemed quite strong and active, and if it tasted tasteless food, would sit up and scream and kick about violently, exactly like a baby in a passion. Captain Beckman drew a stylized portrait of the orangutan, which resembled a man more than an ape, and reflected the local attitudes towards the ape. The natives, he wrote, do really believe that these were formerly men, but metamorphosized into beasts by their blasphemy. Yeah, he looks like an ape, but looks like a man.